بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الذي بعث في الأمين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. وبعد، قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. Dear audience, the topic under discussion is the importance of akhlaq or morality. Here we want to know whether or not akhlaq is important, and if it is important, why it is important. But before we go into the details of this discussion, we must know the meaning of akhlaq. What is the meaning of akhlaq? Akhlaq means morality or ethics. It is used in two senses. Sometimes they use morality to mean a set of qualities, virtues, and vices that result in the creation of man's personality. Akhlaq is used in two senses. Sometimes it is used to mean a collection or a set of qualities and habits that help man create his personality and build his personality. And sometimes it is used to mean a science that studies moral qualities, moral values, and prepares and gives the grounds, the mechanisms that help man reach these qualities, these attributes. Here we use morality in the second sense. When we talk of morality, we do not mean morality as a set of qualities and a set of habits. When we talk of morality, we mean a science that studies these qualities and that try to promote these qualities. So this is what we mean by akhlaq. Of course, in our later discussions, we will further elaborate on the concept of akhlaq or morality, but presently we suffice to this much explanation. But now we go back to our main discussion. Our main discussion was the importance of akhlaq. Is akhlaq important? Is morality important? If so, why is it important? Why should we study akhlaq? Why should we give importance to akhlaq? There are so many things we can do. Why should we leave our daily activities? Why should we leave studying books? Why should we leave going to cinema? Why should we leave doing other works and give time to studying akhlaq? Why akhlaq is important? I want to explain this point to you, dear audience, why akhlaq is important. Akhlaq, according to the definition I provided, actually helps man build his personality, and that is the reason why akhlaq is very important, morality is very important. It gives you the opportunity to build your character, to build your personality, and to shape your future. Your future will not be shaped, your future will not be built unless and until you study ethics or morality, unless you give importance to akhlaq. To explain this point further, I should make some remarks in this connection. Firstly, I should mention this point that man is a free agent. Contrary to other agents, man is free. Man is not predetermined. It is he who builds his future. It is he who chooses the right way, the right path. So man is a free animal. This is one point. Another point is that from among the different creatures, it is man who can shape his identity. Other animals are unable and are not capable of shaping their identity. Look, for example, at a wolf. A wolf is always wolf. It is not able to change its identity, and it is not able to choose a new identity for itself. Look at a bird. A bird is always a bird. It is not able to change its identity. It is not able to bring any change in its way of life. But from among different animals, it is only man who is able to bring changes in his life. He can introduce changes to his life. He can choose one path and he can choose another path. So this is another point that was made clear to you, dear audience. The third point is that man makes his identity through akhlaq. It is akhlaq that helps man to create his identity. Without akhlaq, without morality, without ethics, man is not able to make any change in his life. The science of akhlaq or morality helps man build his identity and choose the right way and the right path. That is why we are of the view that akhlaq is very important, akhlaq is very significant. Everyone must pay attention to akhlaq. Everyone must give time to study in akhlaq. Akhlaq is not something that should be put aside. Akhlaq is not something that should be neglected. It is a science. It is a knowledge that needs your attention, that needs your time, that needs your energy. You must pay heed to akhlaq if you want to reach happiness, if you want to shape your future in a proper way. So that is the reason we believe that morality is very important, ethics is very important, and everyone must pay attention to it. And that is the reason why the scholars, the philosophers throughout the history have given time to studying akhlaq. Top among these figures are, for example, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. These philosophers were the ones who built the foundation of ethics and morality. The later scholars actually capitalized on what they said. They explained what they actually produced. Anyway, the history shows, the pages of history tell us that morality has been important and is important, and it will be important. And if you look at the current history of morality, again you see that the present age, despite many difficulties and despite facing many challenges, gives time and gives energy to studying akhlaq. And there are many schools of thought, and there are many philosophers who pay attention to akhlaq and to morality and to ethics. And it is because of this importance that Islam has also paid attention to morality. If you give a look at Islamic texts, you will find out that Islam has paid attention, extensive attention to morality. Islam has not ignored ethics or akhlaq in any place. In one place, the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, tells us that the completion or the perfection of morality is the aim of revelation. The Holy Prophet says, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I'm only sent to perfect morality, to perfect moral values. So the Holy Prophet introduces the perfection of morality as the aim of his mission, as the objective of his mission. And it is very important. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, could have said some other things, could have capitalized some other points. But instead, he said that I was sent to perfect morality. I was sent to complete morality. And this is very much important. So, again, if you give a look at Islamic text, you will find many documents and many examples where morality is shown as an important subject. There is a story about Mu'az bin Jabal. The Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, sent Mu'az bin Jabal to Yemen to preach Islam and to disseminate the teachings of Islam. But before sending him, the Holy Prophet told him, go to Yemen, preach Islam, and try to disseminate moral values. You see, the Holy Prophet emphasizes on moral values. Whenever he sends a preacher to any place, he emphasizes on morality. Contrary to many groups in our present time who do not observe moral values, they say that they are Muslims, they say that they adhere to Islamic values, but despite all this, they do not observe moral values. The Holy Prophet emphasizes on the observation of moral values. He obliges his preacher to propagate moral values. This is very much important. And look at another example by Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him. Imam Sadiq, in a quotation of his, tells us that do not look at long prostration while prayer. Look at speaking truth. Long prostration is nothing compared to speaking the truth. It is speaking the truth that is important. It is speaking the truth that occupies a very lofty place in the viewpoint of Islam. Long prostration is good. Fasting is good. Paying zakat is good. And doing other Islamic duties is good. But all these duties, if you compare all these duties to speaking the truth, you will come to know that speaking the truth from the viewpoint of Islam is much more important. Yes, according to Imam Sadiq, it is speaking the truth as a moral value that is very much important. Other duties are also important. Going to jihad is also important. Going on Hajj pilgrimage is also important. Enjoining the right action is also important. But these important duties are not so much important compared to speaking the truth. Speaking the truth is a very foundational issue and a very basic issue. We cannot pass by this issue very easily. And the reason is also very clear. Speaking the truth has a lot of significance. If a person speaks the truth, his life will be nice, and the lives of others will also be nice. He will not harm others. But if he does not speak the truth, if he tells a lie, he actually destroys not only his own life, but also the life of others. All these businessmen and other people, if they speak the truth, if they observe moral values, the society will not have any problem. The society will get progress and things will be done properly. But unfortunately, since these moral values are not observed, since the moral standards are not actually paid attention to, therefore we see difficulties and challenges in our day-to-day life. We cannot overcome these difficulties. We cannot overcome these problems until and unless we fix our moral problems. Actually, As a last point I should mention here, if you look at the Islamic rulings, at the Islamic ahkam, from praying to fasting to Hajj and to many other issues, you will find one single issue everywhere. And that single issue is the cornerstone of Islamic values. As a matter of fact, Islam has made these laws. Islam has given these rulings in order to uphold Islam moral values. Islam has recommended us to do these duties in order to reach a higher level of moral values. Look at this verse. Inna as-salah tanha anil fahsha wal munkar. You see, prayer is one of the pillars of Islam, and it is one of the basic duties of every Muslim in every corner of the world. But God the Almighty says that prayer is made a law because it forbids you, it prevents you from doing unlawful practices. And the prayer prevents you from engaging in things that are to be avoided. So that is the reason we are of the view that morality is very important. Here I want to conclude my speech today. Today I talked about the importance of moral values. I talked about the importance of akhlaq or morality. But before entering into the main discussion, I talked about the meaning of akhlaq. I said that akhlaq is used in two senses. Akhlaq as a set of good qualities, virtues and vices, and akhlaq as a science that studies these qualities and tries to promote these qualities. And I also told that the meaning that the akhlaq which we are talking about is used in the second sense. The later sense, or in the second sense, is what we are talking about. In this akhlaq, I pointed out, is very important. And the history tells us that akhlaq is very important. The Islamic teachings, the spirit of Islamic teachings tell us that akhlaq is very important. Thanks a lot.
Allah ya Allah, Allah subhanallah.